It's not as frustrating as the jumping event, spider jumping thing for me. Happy to just do my part as an alliance. It's really more of like an alliance-based activity. So is instead of a personalized score, you're kind of getting scored based on how big and how active your alliance is. So in that way, you know, I'm cool with it. Yep. Oh wow, with only 50, that's good. Yeah. Hmm. The shell. Yeah, the seashell. I think so. Yeah. Um. The 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 crab one. The where you have to attack the crab and then you spin the wheel to get the fish. Or, but I think that was just before the cave, so probably not that one. You know what I haven't seen in a long time is the ladybug thing, where you have to flip over the ladybug to get the number underneath the ladybug and the color. I haven't. it imp- it improves your like mid-range midterm memory or something like that. I don't know. Or unless you just write it down. Yeah, that makes it a lot better. Fla- I would not be surprised to see Flappy Bird as a mini event. okay. So then maybe it's not going to be that one next. Who knows? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I can toss them in the chat. I gotcha. I gotcha. Um, yeah, and I'm screenshotting them all now because of that. Because I wanted to. I was like kicking myself in the butt for not having the last survey of like, oh, what future collab or event would you like to see? You know, and I was thinking like, oh man, I bet it's going to be one of those, and I didn't have so I screenshotted all of these, and so these were my choices. I went more with like sticking to realistic sort of images as opposed to like cartoonistic looking things. For example, like the jet black that's looks like, I don't know, like a rainbow colored horny spiky thing. It doesn't even look like an ant, but it's called jet black. It's got to be not jet rainbow. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I went with the more uh, traditional style thing. But I was thinking, well, what about the people who aren't current players of the game, like new people who are looking for a game to play or just stumble upon an ad or whatever? Are they going to want this new look or not? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see what you mean. I still would rather have a jet black that's black. I was just thinking it's probably a purple or a blue or a green or something. What's it called? Arched giant? I think I did too. I think now you don't really totally have to because you get so many cool ants right off the jump. Like you get a day 2 or 3, you get like a crimson fragger. Mm, yeah. Every once in a while. Oh yeah, you guys can raise your hand or put it in the chat if you don't want to like come on stage and chat or whatever. If you're from a newer server, like 1100 or up. Um, Crimson Pearl is free. Oh wow, Crimson Pearl is the free one now. Look at that. Oh, golden armor. Cool. Whoa. Yeah, well, we still have that opportunity to buy it for $100. I don't know why you'd want to buy it. But yeah, the other thing too is like I wouldn't be too upset if they did switch around the look of the ants. It's just that if you ask me and give me a choice, I'm not going to say, yeah, go ahead and make it look like that, you know. But it's not going to cause me to stop playing the game if they, make the flathead look like a tree, because whatever. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You got slaughtered. I was the slaughterer. Our, I mean, it really just came down to which camp was more benefited by that last 4 hour block before protection time started, and we just happened to be more active, I think, really. So, one of the things that I was thinking of is that, well, maybe the other camp is going to be more active in the beginning of the fighting time because they were less active during the last 4 hours before protection time. So it kind of gives a clue as to when your enemy camp is or is not available. Like if you won or got slaughtered, all right, this is not a good time for us. We need to focus our efforts on a different time block. Yeah, I saw more giant wins than close matches from what friends have shared with me. Yeah, me too. Okay, so we got some interesting points of view from. Mm-hmm. mm, I don't remember now though. I'm thinking closer to 5 days, maybe more. I remember it being a little bit longer because we went all the way through the entire territory of the other plum fruit zone of the enemy. It, we took every building except the one that was the furthest away. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when one other thing I liked about the Konjak fight was that you got to fight alliances from each of the alliances from the opposite camp, the enemy camp. Whereas, like, sometimes you go through a whole season and you're only fighting like one or two alliances from the enemy camp, this gave you a chance to engage with your enemy in all the other alliances, which I kind of liked. It was like, okay, it helped me to sort of gather some more intel as to like who's going to be the easiest to fight against in the coming, squirrel um, area. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that could be interesting for sure. Wonder, you know, having the ability to have like 300 people would be probably challenging to like just even take a fortress. You'd probably need like 100 people online. That'd be awesome. Probably, yeah. They'd probably have to make, an equal shell for each alliance that was, pretty, you know, equal in whatever. So your existing alliance shell wouldn't really be anything. They'd have to just give everybody a set, stat buff or no buff for the alliance shell, and then just go for it. The other thing I was really confused about with the Konjak event was the reward system. The way they broke it down was the rewards were for like the tiered rewards, I think, were for, or the winning camp rewards were for each 2 day section. So like if you won the event the first 2 days, you got an extra 5,000 resin, and then if you won the event the second, third, and the second 2 days, or the day 3 and 4, you got an additional 5,000 resin. So I kind of like that because if it was close, you have the chance to come back and get another 5,000 resin to make it equal. Um, but in my case, I got the extra 5,000 both times. So for my camp, it's a little extra unequal in that our entire camp has an extra 10,000 resin to spend because we won that event. Hmm. Yeah, we were talking like last week about if it was. Yeah, yeah, and so double. Well, we get to start building anyways tomorrow towards it, so a couple days. Yeah. I think at reset we might be able to start building off campsites. Double check. No, we haven't yet because the Konjaks were before the first possible day to get them. And then even though some people unlocked the T11 tree, they still had to then upgrade their ant hatching nests to level 10. And I haven't seen anyone, you know, show off T11s yet. Have you? Oh yeah. Reset. Yeah, reset. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Maybe I can use my carriers finally on the groundhog and get a decent score. Oh yeah? Do tell. So with the S5 ants in particular, and the new insect, they're yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, yeah. The amount of poison effects that are possible for carriers now is huge, and so they have a higher combat speed. They're going to hit first. They're going to probably like poison right away, and they're all working together. So one ant's like, well, if the if the enemy's already poisoned, I'm gonna do way more damage than I would have if they weren't poisoned. So like my lineup for carriers has 3 poison ants, so somebody's getting poisoned. you know? Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of how it's supposed to work, right? The guardians are always supposed to have the advantage over shooters. Carriers are supposed to have an advantage over guardians. And yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I had started planning to switch. And have been working. It's been a slow process switching over, leaving the carrier main. I mean, I can't do it yet, but I'm still working towards switching to guards or shooters, just strengthening them a lot, you know? Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to go to guards. Hmm. And for most people, I would say, because most people are doing shooters and then switch to guards and have not really paid a lot of attention to carriers. However, that if the majority of players are still shooters and have not gone with the trend of switching into using guardians, they still might have some good results against certain carrier players. I think the poison march that I have set up is still pretty good against shooters, um, but not everybody has the sort of lineup that I have with like Honeypot and Rainbow Scarlet, 8-star Ascended, um, and that kind of that really heavy poison synergy. I think that is like going to be the new meta for carriers is just heavy poison. I mean, in duels, I'm beating shooters with it, um, unless it's like the strongest player on the server. He's like, man, I'm too lazy to switch out to my shooters. I'm just gonna let you take first place, and because he puts his guards in duels instead of shooters, because his shooters get hammered by other guards, and um, I just happen to like still have. I'm switching in and out between guards and carriers in duels. Just depends. Like sometimes I'll set up my defense with carriers, but then I'll attack with guards. I mean, I can jump in on it a little bit. I think the honeypot has a really high percentage proc rate, and it all of the damage that it deals is pretty substantial. So um, without that, like if you switched that out for like golden crystal, for example, I think the poison synergy would still work, but it's not. It wouldn't be doing as much damage as the honeypot. Yeah, I mean, I guess the one thing you would do with that is if you're red camp, you would have one camp building to go grab some buffs and then say, hey, throw me a tower transfer when you get closer to the wonder, but not too close so it doesn't get, smashed before it's up. Um, why is that? Hmm. Oh, yeah. Or they could transfer within their initial areas. Yeah. Yeah. And the Snowy Cedar Camp's tunnels open in 2 days, so they could shoot from there in just a couple days and cut that quadrant off from the southeast, or just pretty much the southern quadrants from their tunnels directly. Like a couple months. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did math it out from the very start. Yeah. Special event packs. Yeah, an extra 450 amp crystals to get it from 8 to 9, and then another 520 to get it from 9 to 10. Um, Very cool. Yeah, so other people made similar things, and then I don't know if I plotted it out on the calendar or not. I think someone else did and said, based on this many crystals or whatever, um, we kind of needed some uh, data in terms of like how much the Evo was going to cost per tree, you know, until I think someone was able to say, okay, it's looking like you're going to need this many crystals, therefore February 2nd or something like that. Yeah, me too. Don't say the hatching nests. The exact ones you needed. So you're lucky, yeah. As soon as you open that T11 tree, you're you're ready to mutate over to T11s. Yeah, happens to the best of us. Yeah, sometimes after that happened to me, I'm just like, I'm gonna skip the CAs or just do the CAs after I ninth shell, so I don't forget again. Yeah, that's what happens when life comes at you. You gotta just ninth shell it early sometimes. but I think we're pretty. Did we want to chat about anything else or keep going, or should we close it out here? We're at like almost 10 after. Okay. Coming up. Yeah, I'm really wishing I didn't miss that $100 pack for 800 amp crystals. I just never saw it on that one build day or whatever it was that you had found. I just okay. Yeah. 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 It's a wrap. Cool. We'll see you next time.